What a gorgeous spring morning it is. Have some people picking up some eggs. I did an Easter egg sale since it's Easter weekend, so I have a lot of people coming and picking eggs up, which is great. Right now I'm just gonna kind of clean up a little bit back here while I'm waiting on people to show up. It's a little too breezy to open up the hive. The front looks about the same, couple bees just chilling on the other side. This hive over here is still looking good. Surprisingly, they're flying around. But I'm just gonna go ahead and pop the cover real quick, see if I see any of them drinking any sugar syrup, and probably leave it at that. There's no activity going on as far as drinking any sugar water, so I think that hive's just done for. That was the weak package, the one that was pretty much out of food, and there were just handful plus of dead bees at the bottom. The other package was fine. They had plenty of food, just a few dead bees scattered on the bottom, but that was a really weak package to begin with, so that didn't help things. I wrote the company. I mean, I've only had them 3 days. We'll see if they do anything. But yeah, super disappointed. It is super windy today. It's gonna be mid-70s. It's already 70 something right now, so it feels great. But the wind is whipping really hard, so I don't know how much recording I will do when I'm actually outside on the property doing things, but I do want to continue working on that coop today. That wind's really starting to dry things off outside. We got some rain moved through early this morning, so while everything's drying out, I am doing some more transplanting on my tomatoes, so that's coming along nice. Also, today we did put up another grow light, so this has been our easiest one so far. Just tacked it right up to that wood beam there, so that'll give us a lot more space to work with. If you can hear me, I'm planting more onions. Man, I need a break from that wind. It is ridiculous out there. It's knocking me around. My face is actually tingling because the wind is just smacking it. I ended up with windburn. It's super windy out today. Temperature's great, but it's not real enjoyable to be out in. So I'm gonna take a little break from the wind and work on YouTube stuff. Back out on the coop. The wind's died down just a little bit. It's not as bad as what it was, so it's a little more enjoyable. Going to cut this door out so it doesn't look as ugly, screen it, and then work on all the other stuff. Well, I thought I had more hardware cloth, but turns out I don't. I do have some on smaller properties, so I'll bring that over tomorrow. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and work on the chicken wire going over the hoops. coop out. Got another set of wheels on this coop we built this past fall. My dad's been working on that today. It'd be really nice to have on there and done. Looks like we've got some more bulbs about to start blooming. Looking forward to that. He is risen. Hallelujah. Happy Easter, everybody. Today is March 31st. Beautiful day out right now. I'm just working through chores at the moment. I'm not going to do too many projects today. Probably just spend most of the day with family. I am going to check out the 2 new hives, make sure everything's looking all right in the one. I think that other hive didn't make it, but we'll check it out and see what things look like. So this is my queen bee. She was kind of moving, but there's really, she's gone. So there are a handful of bees in there, nothing that I can do too much with. It does look like it was a feed issue, believe it or not. So yeah, that's pretty sad there. Tiny little thing. But yeah, this hive is done for. I put her back in the hive. I sprinkled the bees with some more sugar water. Her leg was kind of twitching. I think she's pretty much gone. But yeah, just in case they can revive her. I doubt it. It's very optimistic. So yeah, there's just not too much I can do with them, unfortunately. This hive hasn't even touched the sugar. There's just resources in there that they've been working on. They're already bringing in some nectar, saw some eggs. This hive's looking great. I'm gonna give this hive till this evening, and then the bees that are left, I'm gonna combine them in here, and that'll just be the end of that hive. I doubt that they're gonna get that queen revived or anything's gonna happen with that. So probably just combine them and make this one a stronger hive. All right, y'all, so what I did was I took this hive, a lot of dead bees. A lot of those, I shook the package out, so there were already a lot of dead bees in the package. But then also some more of the bees were dying off. There's still a few crawling around in there. I sprinkled everybody with sugar water, and then I moved some frames over to this hive. I had a full frame. Well, I had plenty of honey from my one dead out, so I stuck a frame in there along with 2 frames of what was left in here of bees and popped them in there. So this hive's even larger now, and they have front and back full of honey, at least 1 frame. So hopefully everything will be all right. I got to pick up some frames here, see if we can get some more stragglers out of this hive. But the reason you can tell that it was a feed issue is you see all these bees stuck in the cells. They're looking for the last little drop of something. Over here, they're helping each other out, making sure everyone's getting food. That's what they're doing. So yeah, it was a feed issue. This package didn't have much sugar water left when they arrived, so that didn't help anything, which is really unfortunate. But this hive over here, when they came, had plenty. So this is the new setup now. My mom's upstairs transplanting more tomatoes again. She's got a few plants out here. This tarp I put on backwards, so I finally got that fixed. I got to cut off all the zip ties now, and then I'm going to slowly start rolling it out to meet all the other chicken coops out there. Almost forgot, before I pull this coop out, I've got to make the new roost bars. It's a nice feeling getting one more coop out of this little circle arena here that I've got going on. So that one is done, roost bars and all. That new chick lift that my dad built works amazing. I really like that wheel set. Larger wheels definitely help. So I'm gonna slowly move that one out. This one over here is a meat bird one, and this one will be for the layers. This next move is gonna go pretty quick. I don't think I'm gonna do it tonight because it's gonna be a lot of work. I would really love to knock this project out tonight, but I just don't have enough light to work by. I gotta take down this net to move it out there to accommodate this other coop, that coop, and I've also got to run chickens out, so it's gonna be pretty late and pretty dark, so that's why I'm saving it for another day. Howdy y'all, today is April 1st, currently working through chores. A big storm was supposedly gonna move in last night, and it was just gonna be a washout for the next 3 days. But there hasn't been a lick of rain yet, so it's nice, so I can get a lot more done today. I'm gonna try to get all the coops out today, see if I can get all the chickens out today, and move the roosters around to the coops, get all the chickens organized. It's a tall order to get done. I'm just working on chores right now. I still got a handful of other things to do besides all the chicken moving, so we'll see how much I can get done today, but that's the goal. I do want to mow this strip right here, that really green strip. It's getting super long, and they keep forecasting rain, so it would be nice to just get it done. That was fun getting back out on that. First time this year. That green strip out there now matches the rest of the property. And I bet that grows back before the rest of the pasture even takes off, because that was pretty intensely foraged by the chickens, dragging those coops back and forth. That's where I started getting a lot of coops out. Up front here is where I started them, but it was generally just one pass, and I didn't have all the coops out there, all the chickens. So by the end of the season, it was pretty intense out there, so that's why it's so concentrated and that grass is growing so well. I really like seeing that. Mower worked great, everything was good. Now gonna work on putting roost bars in this last rooster coop over here, and then drag that on out. Alright, so here's where I'm at. I can easily run the rooster coop out. I'm already starting to feel raindrops though. They're saying in about 45 minutes, some severe storms. All through the night, all through tomorrow we'll be rolling in. See, it's kind of dark back there, so I don't think I'm going to move the chickens out, because once I start doing it, I have to follow through and finish it, because everybody needs a place. And once again, I'm just little time crunch with the storm moving in, so I'm not going to do it today, but at least I do have one more coop out there that's all situated and ready to go. The rooster coop's ready to go. It's just a matter of moving this net and taking chickens out. So that's a good feeling to be at that place, but yeah, I'm just not gonna be able to get it done with these storms moving in. Also, never ever buy these lights. They put off fantastic light. I really appreciate that. I can't find anything else that's that amazing. But they burn out within, oh, you're lucky if you get 3 months out of them. So we're just changing them out constantly, and they cost a lot. They're not worth it. They're just more of a hassle than anything. We did find the corncob light over here, and it puts out, you know, pretty decent light. It's a little warmer, which I like. So I think we're gonna slowly start switching them all out to that, because constantly replacing all these other ones is quite annoying. So FYI, don't buy them. They're great light, but they are not worth the hassle. Better go put this net up out here before it gets too much wetter out. Howdy y'all, today is April 2nd. We finally had some storms move through like they actually predicted. Started last night, And continued on, and we have a little break right now. You can tell I've got a lot. That field over there to the right of the coops is flooded. So we're getting quite a bit of rain. We have a lot more coming this afternoon. So I'm trying to hurry and get chores done here. If I have time, I do want to throw some more chickens out, but if the storm catches up to me, I'm gonna do some planting upstairs instead. Well, that wet part extends over to my property. Oh, it's bad. The chickens are sitting in water. So I'm gonna take this net down and get the chickens out of here. Turning around so you can see it better, but it's just these two little wheels here. And this stuff is deep, so the chickens were just sitting in it, just like this coop is. And since the chickens are hanging on the roost bars, also doesn't make it easy because it's that much more weight you gotta pull. So note to self, don't put chickens out here in the springtime when you get a lot of rain. Oh, I didn't realize how much water was out here. This coop was much easier. It had the large wheels on the back. Chickens are much happier. They can giraffe a little bit. I really didn't think I'd get that first coop out of there. I was slipping everywhere. That thing was so heavy. This next one I think has kind of small wheels, so it might be a little tough to get this net moved. And we'll pull them out of the water. That is not easy, y'all. Literally the worst spot these chickens could be on the farm. It's not easy dragging those things through mud and water, especially with the little tires. The first one and the last one, definitely the hardest. The big wheels, no problem. That last coop was just dragging everything with it on the ground because it was all sunk in. So, yeah, I'll get all the fence picked up here, move the chickens a little further, and then get them done. The absolute worst spot the chickens could be in, and they were in it. This is what I was dragging on that last coop that was not fun. It's just those wheels sink down, they're so tiny. I don't even know if I can get a finger into this coop. A little bit, but man, that was not fun. Lesson learned the hard way on that one, y'all. This time last year, the barn was just now being built. I didn't even have chickens out here yet, so I had not even gone through spring yet with animals out here, so still trial and error. Storm's catching up to me, y'all. I'm hearing a lot more thunder. No lightning yet. I've got all these disgusting feed barrels that I got to clean out. Hopefully get it done before that gets too ugly back there. Doesn't look that great in front of me either. Said potentially damaging winds, maybe tornadoes, hail, that sort of stuff. So I definitely want to get the chickens done really quick. Clouds are moving pretty quick. You can see some fronts coming through. There's a pretty good line of storms coming in here in just a little bit. I'm probably not going to beat them to do anything else now that I'm dealing with the chickens at the moment. But I should have enough time to get them situated and hopefully not worry about getting a storm rolled up on me. So chickens are at least out of the water at the moment. I didn't make this storm here. It looks like I'll have a little chance to get back out there and finish everything up before it gets another wave through here. But I got my shoes on the boot dryer. That thing is so handy to have because as a farmer you're always having wet shoes and socks somehow. Everything up here is looking good. My mom's been doing a lot of tomato transplants. So the ones that I transplanted first are looking pretty good up here. Might need to move them, they're getting a little tall. But everything, ooh, there's a stink bug. Gotta get him so he didn't chew up my Brussels sprouts. And then over here I have a few tomatoes. These are the last of them. These are the ones I'm actually going to sell as starter plants. These are the last couple here that I need to transplant. My mom's got peppers, a bunch of tomatoes. Her peppers over here are actually really cool. They've started to bloom. You can see the flowers in there. It's just pretty neat. Probably all tomatoes, lots of tomatoes. So anyways, today, since I have some space, I'm gonna plant some catmint. The first wave of storms is done with, so now I have a little, maybe half-hour break to get some stuff done. I'm guessing my onions have probably floated away. They're in the back left row there. My dad has some carrots in the next row over in the back. As far as the chickens, I'm gonna keep trying to move them away from that wet spot, get the net set back up, food and water, and then chores will be done. All the bad weather's actually drying up. We will still get one more wave, but it won't be as intense, and everything behind it is gone. So that's nice. We'll get a break from all this water. It's like a completely new day out, other than it just being soaking wet now, but feels great. We will get a sharp 30-degree temperature difference here in the next few hours though, unfortunately. What I was saying was, the wind really picked up now. Got some crazy hair going on. It's easily gusting the 30-mile-per-hour winds. I'm a little worried about the chicken coops out there. I have them turned. They're not straight into the wind like how I did have them. So I don't know if it's any better being a little cockeyed or not. I feel like they might get pushed a little easier, but I have the coops stacked up even tighter this time. It's not just a 2x4 width on there. They're actually like halfway on the coop is the next coop. So they're stacked pretty tightly. So if one starts moving, it's gonna have to push all, I think, 4 of those coops. So all the rain and mud's really probably helping holding them down. So I'm not complaining that they were really hard to move earlier. So yeah, it's crazy. The wind whipping around the side of the barn here was starting to take the plastic off the coop out here. So I grabbed the nearest board I could, slapped it up there, but that wind is intense. It's even knocking me around, so I am a little worried about the chicken coops out there. I am glad I caught that plastic in time. That would not have been fun to try and fix in the wind. It probably would have been impossible. I probably would have had to throw the chickens in the other coop, which wouldn't have been back, so we're only 12 in there, but still, it's just one more thing to do. That wind is crazy. It is shaking the entire barn right now. I'm not gonna try to yell through the wind for the video, but I'm gonna walk out to the chickens in the pasture and make sure they're not sliding around in this wind. I think it's gonna stay this windy for the next several hours. This front is what's ushering in all this cold weather. The temps are already dropping a little bit. Nothing terrible at this point, but by the time the sun sets, it's gonna be pretty chilly. It's windy, but surprisingly not as bad as it sounds inside. Well, there's another big gust picking up right now. But there are lulls. It's not constant, in case y'all couldn't hear me out there. The chickens will be just fine. There's some crazy gusts that happen, but it's not constant. It sounds horrible, and it does push pretty good, but those coops are not moving, so I think the chickens will be just fine. Howdy out, today is April 3rd. I just finished up at the feed barn. They unfortunately didn't have my typical 9 bags that I like getting. I think they only had 4, so I at least grabbed what they had left. And then I also got some chick feed because I will have some chicks coming, I think, next week. So that's gonna be coming pretty quick. Other than that, the weather today is a little better than yesterday. At least no storms, but it's a lot cooler. It's only 40 degrees out, super windy. And now between snow and sleet, rain and sunshine. There's just waves of that today. So right now we're in just kind of a cloudy period. Looking out over the farm right now, it looks like rain, so we'll see what we get. The south coop door was open again, but because of the weather, not one chicken was out. However, Blacktail did make his way in. I'll probably kick him out here in a little bit, but gonna go ahead and get everybody taken care of in here. That was pure luck that I didn't run those lilies over. I didn't flag them, and I honestly completely forgot I even planted them. But all around the path out here, I placed them, so I see another patch. I saw a patch up by the front. I know I planted some even further back, so I'll have to go through and mark those. All the chickens got some new straw, so they're all happy and done for the day. While I'm sitting here watching the plants grow, they're doing great, by the way. I was looking back through some past photos, and 1 year ago today, the barn looked like this. It is crazy how far things have come in just 1 year. That feels like 5 years ago. Howdy y'all, today is April 4th. My mom has been working hard on transplanting all of her tomatoes. She's gotten quite a few done there, moved the peppers around a little bit. Things are blooming, eggplants look great. Got more tomatoes up here. All my larger tomatoes that I transplanted. Let's see. The catnip, that'll take a little while to come up. The Brussels sprouts, the roots are actually starting to come through the bottom of the cups, so that's pretty cool. Probably start moving those here in a little while. And plenty of tomatoes over there. And a few more on the windowsill over there. But everything is growing great. So I did finally hear back from the teacher. I was just about to call it a no-go. She wrote me last night, I think it was, maybe 2 nights ago, I can't remember, saying that we'll meet at the school this Friday and get the incubator set up. Unfortunately, with the weather, the chickens' feet are really muddy, so they're kind of dirtied up the eggs a little bit. But we'll see if I can get some clean eggs out of this, as clean as possible. That way we get some better hatch rates. Howdy y'all, today is April 5th. Just got the chick project set up with 2 second grade teachers, so we're all pretty excited about the project. It's always a fun time, so hopefully we get a good hatch rate out of it, and we'll see what happens. If there are any students or teachers that happen to check out my channel through this chick project, while I'm doing chores, let me introduce you to some of the chickens. This rooster here is a speckled Sussex rooster. His name is Blacktail. He's got a big long black tail. And the other hens that are in here are called Americanas. They have all different sorts of colors, but they lay green eggs. This white chicken here is called a pearl white, and they lay white eggs. So this chicken right here, the black and white one, is called a French cuckoo marron, and they lay really dark brown eggs. These black chickens up here are both called Australorps. You won't be hatching any of those eggs yet. They just started laying eggs, so they're still a little too small to hatch yet. This big guy is a Buff Orpington rooster. He was actually hatched by a 4th grade class last year, and they named him French Fry. So these 2 coops behind me are the winter coops, where the chickens stay when it's cold out, and it's winter time. But since it's spring, things are slowly getting warmer. The chickens are moving from their winter coop out to their mobile coop. So let's go meet those chickens. So this white chicken over here is a rooster, or a boy chicken, and his name is Kellogg. He is an Americana rooster. These yellow chickens here are Buff Orpingtons. They lay brown eggs. And then all the other ones in here are also Americanas. Americanas come in a lot of different colors. In this coop, that red bird over there is named Red Rider. He is a Marin mix rooster, a little bit of Buff Orpington in him. We have the Cuckoo Marins and Pearl Whites and Australorps out here as well. And out here, this gray chicken is a Marin mix. All these brown and speckled chickens, those are called speckled Sussex. We have 1 Buff Orpington in this coop. And then back there, that rooster is named Rusty. He was also hatched by a 5th grade class. I think it was 2 years ago. Maybe it was just last year. I think that about does it for chicken introductions. All my roosters, minus 2, have been hatched by classrooms over the past few years. I think I have 6 or 7 roosters. 2 of them just came from the hatchery. All the rest have been hatched by you guys. So thank you guys. I hope you have a very successful chick project. Have a lot of chicks hatch. Have fun with that. It's a very cool process to be a part of. Now, where did I leave my hose, you guys? Now that the grass is growing up, it's kind of hard to find. There it is. Oh, it was pretty close. Get the chickens' water filled up, and chores are done. You know what? The chickens are going up pretty early on the roost. I'm gonna see if I can grab them and take them on out to pasture. I put Blacktail in with the speckled Sussex, and I took Rusty out of the speckled Sussex pen and put him in the empty pen, where I'm going to start running out at least the last winter chicken coop. There's 12 birds in there. And then at least that coop will be done and free. Before I wrap this week's video up, I do want to mention a pretty neat event that's happening next week, which is the total solar eclipse. Being in Indiana, we get the full totality of it, or at least the majority of the state. The farm is over that. I think we get about 3.5 minutes of the full effect, so I'm looking forward to that. So far, it looks like the weather's cooperating. The past few days have been pretty cloudy, but we see a little bit of sun up there today, which is nice. So fingers crossed the weather stays nice. As far as how the animals are going to react to that, it's not going to be anything too crazy. The chickens may go up on the roost because they think it's nighttime. Bees may go back home to the hive because they think it's night. So other than that, should be pretty standard. It's not going to affect egg production or anything. It'll just be a pretty cool event. So stay tuned for that next week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.